Hi, I'm Ronnie Ciago, and this is the Ronnie Ciago Show. My guest today is Brad Henshaw.
When the sun goes down in Tinseltown, on the lost and found in Tinseltown, Hollywood Hills and Canyon Roads, steal your heart and soul, die young and never grow old. When the sun goes down in Tinseltown, you're crazy. Oh, in Tinseltown, you're crazy. When the sun goes down, everybody needs somebody.
Brad Henshaw,
How you doing, Ronnie?
my friend.
It's great to be here, man.
Great
Thank
to see you. Thank you for coming in from Birmingham. We know each other a little.
Yeah.
Tell the audience where you're from.
I was born and raised in Birmingham, which has been in the news a lot recently, Ronnie, as we both know, with the Black Sabbath gig that happened there, and then the sad passing of Ozzy. So Birmingham is in the heart of the UK. It's the second largest city there. And I was born in a place called Nechells, which is right next to Aston, which is where the Sabbath lads grew up and where they played, you know. So Birmingham's a very industrial town. For those that don't really know much about Birmingham, it's very much like Detroit. We had a car industry there, and we had a motorbike industry, but sadly all gone now. So it's had better days, but yeah, it's an industrial town in the middle of the UK.
So when you were growing up, tell me about your experience of growing up in Birmingham.
Well, I kind of went to school there pretty much all my life. It was a pretty hard upbringing. I'm from a working class family. We didn't have a lot of money. But that never stopped music being in my life. And my dad played piano, and he was a singer, and my mum was a singer. But neither of them were professional. It was just, they'd done that, and they really couldn't find a way to be professional, you know. They had jobs, worked. But music was always around the family, piano in the house, guitar in the house. So really music was there all the time in my life growing up.
So a casual thing when they have parties and you guys would sing?
Yeah, we had parties. We had lots of parties in the house and lots of people. And at that time, everyone had a song, you know.
Okay.
And, parties in the house and people would sing. My dad would play the piano. And sometimes those parties went on for days, Ronnie. And but I was a kid and I kind of grew up around that, listening to my old man sing stuff like Johnny Cash and Glenn Campbell and you know, some of the older songs.
Mostly American songs.
No, a big cross section, you know, some Beatles stuff as well.
Beatles, okay.
But he played by ear. My dad played by ear. He wasn't classically trained or could read music, but he had a great ear for a song.
There's a special gift about that.
Yeah. It's interesting really, because in later life, I came across people that were readers. Just solely a reader of music, and then people that couldn't read a dot, you know, but certainly could play by ear, and but to have the skill of having both of those things is quite a unique thing.
Yeah.
But given the choice at the two, I'd take an ear player over a dots player anytime.
Yeah, I mean, as a session player, you need to have both, but the ear says something about that, because I've played with some of the greatest musicians in the world, and they didn't know how to read at all.
Yeah.
And they had all this music in their head.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So like music was there for me, and growing up, and then I had a little band when I was younger. We used to rehearse in the front room, play along to records.
Yeah.
Put a record on and sing along, play along. And my mum made us some...
By the way, what is a record?
What is a record? Yeah. What is a record? Yeah, good point. But my mum made us some costumes, and we were a little band, you know, and from that I kind of graduated to being in the school band. Okay. So I was in the school band for a while.
But you didn't have to read?
Well, they wanted me to read.
Yeah.
And I started off reading, Ronnie. But unfortunately, the only instrument that was available to me coming into the band was the trombone, which is a very noble instrument indeed. Yeah. But I started off reading, and then I started cheating because I had a friend and he was a pretty good reader. Yeah. So what I used to do was copy him on the slide. There was always a millisecond out, you know, everything I was doing. And then eventually I got tumbled by the music teacher, and he said to me, "You're not really reading this, are you? Or taking it seriously?" But I wanted to be a singer, and so that's, you know, where my mind was at, really, to become a vocalist and do that.
So give me a few of the first, of course you were with your family singing, but then maybe the first semi-professional.
Yeah, well, I got discovered by my mother because I was kind of, I was a bit kind of embarrassed to sing in front of my family. You know, I had that thing going on where
you were shy.
Yeah, I was a bit shy, and I'm sure anybody out there might relate to what I'm saying. But I entered the talent competition, and it was in the newspaper, and I sent off for this talent competition, and I entered it. And they called up on the telephone when telephones used to have a cable, and we were having dinner at the time, my family, and my dad was horrified that someone should call when we were having dinner, you know. But they called up and said, "Oh, can we speak to Brad?" And I went on the phone, and they said, "You've got to come to this pub, you know, where this talent competition was going on." And so I said, "Okay." So I skipped school, and I made my way to this pub, and got there, and didn't have any dots or anything, and I just turned up there to sing a song, and it happened to be "You've Lost That Loving Feeling," and I had no dots, and there was just a keyboard player and a drummer, and they really didn't have a clue of the song, but they was going to busk it for me, and you can imagine what it turned out.
The audition was at a pub.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. It was a talent competition.
Yeah.
It was a talent competition, so it was in the back room of this big pub.
Okay.
So you can imagine this keyboard player and drummer, they didn't have a clue really about the song. They knew it, but like, because it had been a hit. But I sang it, and it was a bit of a mess. But afterwards, when I was leaving, some guy said to me, "You know, you're a silly young guy. You know, you're a silly young man. You should have brought your dots here. And next time you come, you can sing. You know, but next time you come, bring something with you so the keyboard player and drummer know what's going on." And I thought to myself, well, no one's seen me, you know, no one's seen what I've done and seen what this fiasco this turned into. Yeah. It wasn't that bad, but and I thought I got away with it. But my mum had a friend who was in the audience to see her granddaughter, who was going to be, I don't know, doing something, reciting poetry or dancing or something. Yeah. And so my mum said to me a few days later, "Were you at that pub singing?" And I denied it, you know. I denied it, and she said, "Because my friend was there, and she swears it was you that was singing." And so the game was up, really, and she knew that I was singing, and then I had to come out and say, "Yeah, it was me," you know, and so that's how I kind of came about my first really public appearance. I was only young, but then got into local bands, performed with them, started recording at Rich Bitch Studios, which is in Birmingham, very famous studios of its day. And Rob Bruce was the studio manager there, and he kind of took me under his wing a little bit and let me record there when I didn't have enough money. So he was very, very giving to like young musicians, young artists. So I was cutting my teeth recording, and then we had our first gigs as a band, and so that all happened, you know, and local bands. Then got the chance to work with some really little known established bands at the time, like UB40 and the Fine Young Cannibals, who turned into like, you know, very, very big acts, very big bands. So I worked with those guys, doing backing vocals, and then at some point along that line, the job I had was interfering with the music, not the other way around. So I had to get rid of the job and turn pro. So that's what happened.
I see. Give me some connection with like Black Sabbath. You said from Birmingham, so
Yeah, I mean that's kind of interesting, really, because where I was born and raised is a place called Nechells, as I mentioned, and very close by, you know, was this area called Aston, which is where all the Sabbath guys are from, you know. I used to play football down that area. I knew the area very well. It was just a part of the neighbourhood, you know. So I knew of Sabbath then. I knew what they were doing. Rock really wasn't my genre at that point in time. You know, my influences came from different areas. But I knew about those guys, and so it kind of, kind of transgressed from there really into understanding that they were a supergroup and that they pretty much had conquered the world at that point.
Right.
And then later, you know, there's developments that we might talk about a bit later in terms of something very exciting that we know about and we want to air here on Rockefellas TV.
Right.
I know you're friends with Bill Ward.
Well, I'm not just friends with. I've been a bandmate with Bill for over 30 years, and we've done. Actually, we did a record called Beyond Aston.
Oh, right.
And lots of songs in that record. But Bill's a great musician, great friend. But we'll get to other things. I want to talk about your new show. We're going to be bi-coastal. I'll be here on the West Coast, and you'll be in Birmingham.
I mean, that's the incredible thing, you know. Rockefellas TV is a growing entity. You know, your show's on here, and that's fantastic. And you've had some incredible artists on. So I'm very privileged to be here, Ronnie. We're going to be working together because Rockefellas TV, based here in Corona, have now opened studios in Birmingham, the town that I've been talking about. And right in the heart of the UK, fantastic state-of-the-art studios there. And we're going to be producing shows from there. You know, the whole station is growing, which is incredible. And I'm producing a show from there called the Brad Henshaw Show. We're going to have guest stars on there and artists and all sorts of different people from the arts world, you know, singers, musicians. And so we hope to be producing good quality, very entertaining productions from B1 Studios in Birmingham. It's very exciting for me to be part of Rockefellas and part of what you're doing.
And I think it was in maybe late July or early August, we did an interview.
Yeah.
When we first met, and you brought your band over.
Yeah.
And you played live, and it was a fantastic show.
Such a long way to go to Mexico. So I ride like the wind to be free again. Oh, ride like the wind.
Now you're going to be a host like me.
Yeah, and you were obviously a drummer, you're a musician still, and same as myself. So it's a venture into new territories, but you know, we're hopeful that, you know, people will log in and check us out and come and see what we're about, because I think we've got something to talk about and we're bringing something new to the market.
And the thing is, it's not a hype thing, it's all honest stuff.
Yeah.
Talk about real things that happen with real musicians and all that.
Yeah, and I think that you never stop learning, do you, in this life? And I think the minute you do, that you think you've learned everything, you really haven't. You're back to the beginning. So,
Exactly.
I'm really excited for what we're doing, and really excited to have my show, the Brad Henshaw Show, from B1 Studios in Birmingham, and we're going to be working together a lot.
When do you think it'll start to air, or?
I think that
Because it's still being built, right?
no, we're very close now.
Okay,
We're very
cool.
close to getting that completed. So I think we'll be producing within a month. I definitely think we'll be producing shows within a month.
Yeah,
That's the plan, you know.
exactly.
That's the plan, and hopeful that you'll come over to our studios and I can interview you on my show.
Oh, I want to come to Birmingham.
Yeah, you got to come, man.
My passport is good.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. The other thing is, we were talking about the turnaround.
Yeah.
After we do a show, instead of waiting, sometimes it would take 3-4 weeks for things to generate. Plus, with things come up within the video that we're doing now, there'll be other videos coming up. So the turnaround, they'll be editing and fixing real fast.
Yeah, it'll be done really quickly, thanks to the staff that we've got, the individuals, very professional outfit of people that we've got, and so we'll be able to kind of take shows and edit them and get them up for production really quickly. And after all, that's part of what we're trying to do now is to really gather content for the market.
That'd be fantastic if we can do that, because I know when I'm interviewing artists, they keep asking me, when is the show coming out?
Yeah,
it's taking a little bit,
Yeah, it's difficult because the process is hard to edit and to get the production out there. But we're going to be pushing the boundaries on that, and that's going to be speeded up a lot.
Oh, that's great.
And just going back to the Black Sabbath thing, Ronnie James Dio replaced Ozzy Osbourne at 2 different points within Black Sabbath's career. And what we've got to talk about bridges that gap in a certain way, because we've got some incredible news for fans out there of Ronnie Dio and Black Sabbath. And we can't really say too much about it at this point, but last night we met with Wendy Dio.
Right.
You were there with me, Ronnie, and
together.
we were the Rockefellas team was there.
Yes.
And our CEO, Alex Garcia, was with us. Yes. And we had a very, very warm and heartfelt conversation with Wendy Dio, who I was absolutely enthralled that she gave me some time to speak to her about something that was really incredible. And so I think stay tuned, Rockefellas fans, music fans from around the world, because we've got some absolutely dramatic news to drop on you with a bit of luck, something from 34 years ago that I think is going to be really eye-popping.
Yeah. And Wendy is such a sweetheart, because I did a show with Robert Sazo. He hired me to do the Rock for Ronnie show.
Yeah.
Like just last year.
Yeah.
And that's why I met Wendy, and she's a fantastic person. She's very warm-hearted, and you feel like you've known her forever. I feel like she's like a family member.
Yeah, she's a very gracious lady, and I was very privileged for her to give me some time to explain to her this incredible story,
Yeah.
And I'm not deliberately keeping people on tenterhooks. It's a very real thing that's going to happen, and we're really hopeful that Rockefellas is going to be the premiership of this incredible story, and a documentary as well.
No, that's great. You're watching Rockefellas TV, and we'll be right back with Brad Henshaw.
Is your business lost in the desert? Tired of dull billboards? Want your business to shine? Visit amgbillboards.com. Take your advertising to the next level. amgbillboards.com.
Take your brand national with Rockefellas TV and AMG Outdoor Advertising. It's easier than you think. Join the thousands of advertisers who have built their businesses reaching America's most influential audiences. Be creative. We can help. Rockefellas TV and AMG Outdoor Advertising starts here. Advertise with us today.
Time to get your rock on with Rockefellas TV. You can now watch Rockefellas TV on any smart TV and smart devices. Rockefellas TV is now on Apple and even Apple TV, Android and Google Play stores, Samsung Smart TV and even LG TV, Roku TVs and devices, Amazon App Store, Fire Stick and even Amazon TVs, Google TV and all smart TVs. Simply go to your smart device app store and download Rockefellas TV. For further information about Rockefellas TV and smart device apps, please go to rtvapp.com or rockefellastv.com. Rockefellas TV. Get your rock on.
So you don't have any people lined up yet? Well, what are your thoughts about lining up artists? And even my show is not, it's all different instruments and producers and songwriters. It's thinking that I'm a drummer. It's not just drummers. It's all every instrument actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, Ronnie, you've had an incredible history yourself in the music business, and you've got an incredible contacts book that I keep trying to steal off you. But you've got an incredible contact.
I'll lend it to you.
You lend it. Well, I'd be privileged for that. But you've got many friends, high level friends, and you've got star power. You know, I don't have that at the moment in Birmingham. But what I do have is a good eye for interest and a good eye for some incredible people that I know there that I'd like to give some airtime to, because I think they're very talented. I think they're very clever in what they've done, and they've pursued their careers. So we're trying to create something of interest to get our viewers to come back and see what we're doing.
I'd love to do that.
We can't contend with the star power from here in LA, but what we can do is work symbiotically with yourselves, and hopefully that people that you know, brilliant musicians, brilliant singers, writers, producers, if they're in the UK, maybe we can get them on our show and share the good stuff, Ronnie.
You know, Birmingham,
Share the love.
I thought about the bands that came out of Birmingham. Of course, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin.
Oh yeah?
I mean, we're talking about the biggest rock groups in the world.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I remember Bill told me that, you know, he was friends with John Bonham, and he used to watch him. He used to watch him play in the clubs, you know, and he would tell me he would like sit in and tear up the other drummer's drums, and don't let that guy come back here again.
Yeah, I can well believe it. I can well believe it. You know?
But he was just the greatest, and
yeah,
they were dear friends, and
then of course later on we had like UB40, the Funny Cannibals, we had Duran Duran.
Blues, they came from Birmingham too.
Pardon?
Moody Blues.
Yeah, the Moody Blues are from Birmingham. That's right. And what an incredible band they were. Yeah. You know, and one of the stars that I'm going to have on my show is a guy named Damien James, and Damien James is the son of Denny Lane, and Denny Lane was born in a place called Tyseley in Birmingham, and Damien was born in Birmingham. So I'm really looking forward to speaking with him.
Okay.
Denny Lane, of course, Moody Blues, but also worked with Paul McCartney.
All right.
Sadly, no longer with us, but his son is a great artist in his own right, and I'm very much looking forward to interviewing him.
And he's a singer. Is he a singer-songwriter or?
Yeah, he's a bit of a multi-instrumentalist. He's had some releases. But a very interesting guy, and as I say, again from Birmingham. So that's how we're hoping to kind of make our mark with the Brad Henshaw Show from B1 Studios in Birmingham. Birmingham in the UK, a great match for what's happening here in California. We have a transatlantic relationship.
Things changing very quickly, and I'm excited about the future.
Yeah.
Really excited about what's happening all around the world. And it looks like it's opening up. There's some freedom that's coming back.
Yeah.
And you know, we'll be able to be touring again and doing all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Doing fantastic TV shows like the Rockefellas TV.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're both still quite active musicians in what we do. I've got a great band, and we perform a lot. We were over here, as you mentioned. We've done 5 shows in LA. We played at the Whiskey A Go-Go, and that was with all the backing of Rockefellas TV. So I was, again, very privileged to have big supporters of what I'm doing as an artist through Rockefellas. And we'll be back again to play in the US. And it's important for us as musicians, Ronnie, that we carry on with our art, with our skill and what we do. We have an audience out there for what we do, and
fan base and all that.
Yeah.
And this TV show just brings things higher. And, you know.
And it gives people a little into who we are, and to the guests that we bring to the show. It gives people a little into that, and a little behind the scenes about who they are and what they are.
So give me some future pointers, like what's, of course we're gonna.
Well, there's a lot going on. There's an awful lot going on.
Now the thing too is I've been watching some episodes with you. You were at the back to the beginning, the whole.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
Well, the back to the beginning thing was was something that we wanted to cover with Rockefellers. We were there in force. We had a great film crew with us, and we went into Villa Park and we were able to see the show. And along with us was a brilliant drummer named Simon Wright, who you know, played with AC/DC and played with Ronnie James Dio. Yeah. So Simon was with us, and we went into Villa Park and we seen the show, and what a show it was. You know, it was an incredible thing. The final show of Black Sabbath, the incredible artists that were on there, you know, Slash was on there, Metallica were on there, brilliant bands, and we covered that. And then just almost in the hangover of that is when Ozzy departed and left the stage, so to speak. So we were all in a little bit of shock about it, about how we'd covered that and how all the news networks around the world had covered it. But Rockefellers was there. We had a dog in the fight, you know, we were there and ahead of the curve. But in amongst that was, we were there as well for the Ozzy thing, you know, and we covered that. And I was very privileged to be a little part of that high of the goodbye gig and the incredible low of what had happened. Yeah. And I must say, I found it difficult as in my new vocation as a presenter. I found it hard to be amongst people that were genuinely mourning the death of someone that was of greatness, you know, in the music industry, a great icon like Ozzy. It was hard to be there filming with people genuinely expressing grief, but it was part of what we were doing, and we had to get that out there.
Our heart goes out to the Osborne family and all the fans and all the people.
Yeah. And we've lost too many good friends and musicians over the years. Yeah. It's the process of life, but it still hurts immeasurably, you know, when it happens.
A long-time mate, Bill Ward, he's grieving, along with the other guys, you know, Griezmann, Tony. I mean, those guys grew up together, and, you know, Ozzy is bigger than life, but he came from nothing.
Yeah, he did.
Had, you know.
He did, and I can vouch for that because I lived about 3 miles from where he was, you know, born and raised. And my friend Rob Bruce, who owned Richmond Studios, you know, Sabbath came there and recorded there and done some rehearsals there, and Ozzy was showing up in a greatcoat tied up with a piece of string.
Yeah, nothing.
You know, and they were just 4 young lads, you know, 4 working class lads. And it was incredible because that studio's also in 1991, the great Ronnie James Dio came there and he recorded there. So it's incredible that how that all came into Birmingham, and now we've got studios there.
And the 4 of them just had an idea, and they wanted to express this idea. It had nothing to do with what was going on at the time.
No,
you know,
no, it didn't. And I think that, you know, when you're producing music and people think, "What the hell is that?" Yeah. You've got to cast your mind back to when that period was. Yeah. You know, to push on and have that belief in what you were doing and what you were developing, because they gave birth to metal. They were the band that, you know, not only played great songs and good musicians, but they created a genre. They created a musical genre, heavy metal. And I think that that was something very unique, but to be driven with the passion to carry on doing that when people must have slammed them down and said, "What the hell is that?"
I remember Bill told me that they were playing a club. There was like 4 people in the club.
Yeah.
There was nobody.
I can relate to that, Ronnie. I've done a few gigs with 4 people.
Yeah.
But I think we all have. But you know what? Sometimes they're the best gigs, aren't they?
They didn't care. I mean, I've done shows with Bill too, where you know, we would go out there and, you know, because he was just kind of starting out as a solo artist.
Yeah.
So, but he had all the passion. He didn't care if there was 1 person or whether there was 100,000.
Yeah.
He had the same passion. And I remember seeing that, and I was like, that was inspiring, because I'm thinking, oh, well, you know, and man, he didn't care. Let's go out there and do it, and we'll flap it. Yeah. That's it. That's what it's all about.
I was looking at the lineup last night at Larson's, some incredible people there, you know, that were performing. But, you know, my friend Simon Wright was on that. And I look at some of the venues, and yourself, that Simon has played. Like, he played in South America, it's 140,000 people. Yeah. And there he was in Larson Steakhouse, you know, in LA.
And he was not playing with any less passion.
No, he played with all the passion and everything he could bring to the table. We met him afterwards and we hung out together. We shared a few beers. He was drenched in sweat, but he gave everything, you know, and that's a great musician.
Yeah, that's the way he is.
He doesn't buy much beer, but he drinks a bit.
Right.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. And man, we really had a great time over there.
Oh, we did.
Good friends and just great music and
great steaks.
Great. Oh,
I couldn't move. Man, after that. But it was great. Rockefeller's
I had the grilled salmon, which is darling.
Oh yeah, you had the
know.
salmon. You had the salmon. You stayed off the stage.
It was.
But we had a big Rockefeller's turnout, man. We had the crew there. We had the posse. The Rockefeller's posse was rocking, and Alex actually sponsored the event, you know. And so it was a great privilege to be there. And of course, for me, an absolute delight to meet Wendy Dio.
Lots of fun, and you know, that's not just that. There'll be more and more that will continue. You know, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Brad, thank you so much for being on my show, and I'm really excited and looking forward to the future of Rockefellas TV, and we're going to continue and go sky high.
Yeah, we are, Ronnie, and it's you know, I really appreciate your support and having me on the show, and you know, together we're going to walk forward. You know, Rockefellas is on the move. We're developing as a network. We have a great team of people, Darren, Jay, and we got Ellie over in the UK. We've got a great team there, and you have a great team here, and really looking forward to the future. I think we've got something to offer.
Thank you, Alex Garcia, for making this all happen.
He's the man.
And the team behind Alex, they're our great friends now. We're all great friends, and we know what we have to do, and we just plow forward.
We got a big crew, a big posse, and everyone is focused to make Rockefellas where it should be, and we have the desire to make it happen. So that's wonderful and exciting stuff.
Thank you, Brad. Love you.
Thank you very much, brother.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Ronnie. Love you, man. Thank you. Thank you.